Look, Matthew 21. I love it. I'm going to go verses 1 through 7. It says, as they approached Jerusalem and came to Bethpage on the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent 2 disciples, saying to them, go to the village ahead of you, and at once you will find a donkey tied there, with her colt by her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, say that the Lord needs them, and he will send them right away. This took place to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet. Say to daughter Zion, see, your king comes to you gentle and riding on a donkey, and on a colt, the foal of a donkey. The disciples went and did as Jesus had instructed them. They placed the donkey in the colt, or they brought the donkey in the colt and placed their cloaks on them for Jesus to sit. Let's just stop it right there. We think that the call out is it. We concentrate on being set free, on Jesus coming to break the chains. But that's only part A of it. There's a part B, right? We get hung up on he's the chain breaker, but he is also the equipper. He is also the anointer. He also places a mantle upon us. They find a colt tied up, and Jesus says, if anyone questions you, why you untying that colt? You say to him, the master needs him. The Lord needs him. And sure enough, someone asked him, and they said, the Lord needs him. They say, it's yours. It's good to go. This is what happens in our life. From ourselves, we don't even understand what God is doing. The only thing that the Spirit whispers to us is he's got need of you. Like he's untying you for a reason. He's got need of you. I need you to follow. I don't understand how. I don't understand why, but he's got need of me. And I'm just being real with him. In my life, this is how this happened. Like I'm telling you, October 2006, I left a job. But before that, he started speaking into my life. Something started to change. I started hearing a word, right? And on that fateful day, I knew that my Lord had need of me. He untied me from what I thought was my dream, what I thought I was born for. He says, like, I need of you elsewhere. And then the decision point come. Like a man's time had come. And I had to do something with that. And it's a scary thing. Why? Because you used to where you tied to. You good with it. You've made peace with it. I mean, you haven't, but you have. And you're about to be set free to go into the unknown. You have no idea where. And there's a fear that comes with it. But I need to talk back against that fear because you haven't been set free and that's it. Left to your own devices. Go where you want to go, do what you want to do. No. He has equipped you. Don't you understand? Like the disciples, what's it say? It says they threw their cloaks on the colt. Because the colt was not just untied from the post. He was untied for the king. You see this? He was untied from the post, and he was purposed for the king. How? A mantle was put on him. He wasn't left by himself, and neither are you. You are not left to your own devices. You are not left by yourself trying to grope about in some dark. That's your old master. He let you grope all you want. Your new one diligently and purposely equips you, leads you, provides for you. He ain't leaving you. He says, I stick her closer than a brother. More than that, I'm going to put my mantle on you. You know what I'm talking about mantle-wise with Elisha and Elijah? When Elijah got swept up in a whirlwind to go to heaven and the horses of chariot and chariot of fire, and Elisha's only desire was, let me have a double portion of your spirit. And Elijah's comment to him, if you see my mantle fall, this will be granted to you. And sure enough, the cloak of Elijah fell. Elisha rolls it up, goes to the water that Elijah had just parted to walk through, and says, let me see this God. Boom, hits the water, and the mantle parts it. And this is what I'm telling you is bestowed upon you. When Jesus unties you, he doesn't just untie you. He places a mantle upon you. The cloak goes upon. You are not left by yourself. You are equipped for what? For the very task he has untied you for. Because he didn't do it just for, let him free, see what happens. He's got need of you. And he will equip you for the task that he has need of you for. You ain't left alone. You have so much power, so much authority, you got no idea why, because it's the king who set you free. And at his command, boom, you are built up. You are given authority. You are given might. Because his word is the word of a king. And there's some weight behind that. So I need you to Build yourself up in this knowledge to understand that yes, you have been set free. Yes, it's for a purpose. And yes, you are anointed highly because the King has put his mantle upon you. And your steps are ordered. When the mantle was placed on this colt, not only was the mantle placed, but the mantle was laid down before. He knew where he was going to walk. The people spread their cloaks on the ground, made a path for them, and God is doing the same thing for you. You may not be able to see it, but I promise you, your steps are ordered. He knows the places and plans for you to be, the when and the where and the why. He ain't leading you haphazardly. It may look like it to our untrained eyes, but I promise you, the master that is leading us is like a chess player. He's 25 moves ahead. We may not understand what's going on, but he sees what's coming and he's preparing you for it. Let him do what only he can do because he sees outside our dimension. He knows why he untied us for the what, the when, the where.